Woo! Wise and telling. Culture free. Rest in peace, Father Shah.
Time to get funky on the as I get to the point. This funky joint. Like I say, the teachers got to check the intellect.
My mom love Wise and Telling. Really? This video came on. I like that guy. I like that guy.
They got body or Muslim?
God body.
To get it to you all the time.
See? You like no more peace signs. Islam. I take my time
before I manifest the rhyme. Sharp and accurate, it's not the music on that dime. Knowledge me acapella, wisdom G, I'm manifesting, understanding, understood. So there's no need to check your guts and follow me now. See? The second hand is posse don't be clocked. The doors of the body taking closer to the point. Rock this funky joint.
Time to train New Jersey. Now you know this man is from the Newark. Go stay in Jersey City.
It's the funk until it trumps for chumps. You don't be knowing my name.
I gotta pray my funk. I'll make it slide.
Make me want to backflip. I get pins for the skin. I get it like quick.
A top 50 candidate. Yes. On any list.
Coming at you.
Some dudes make every check mark on every list.
Boys.
Charisma, everything. I approached the whole record label, kids. What's up, G?
What's your eyes on stage? Good songs, great features. Almost flawless, baby.
Watch the stage with 750 venom. Like before your life, man, go get the dog Cobra. Coca-Cola, it's a Yoda, I'm a star after a roller coaster. I got my mind made up, girl. What's moving over the light that loose? I get credit because I caution. I'm on to like a beta people. The town's on the street jokes for a book. They got a buck, like the running work. I get that one thing you got to make it jump. With the pride human being, what they take it in Korean.
Dollar, no red man, dollar today, got ayo,
That's it, Korean.
Sit back, relax, and listen to the funk track.
Press rewind if I haven't blown your mind.
Let me get the funky fly stuff, cause I got your freaking eyes out. Just because I'm Dyro. It's the funkadelic brand man, and I hit you with the funkadelic level. The funk the devil, the spectacular.
Blackula.
Smoke like Dracula. Load up a course, so I legend to Acura. I'm sweating. I like these clips, so I miss a task. Must keep it clocking.
What up, Jim? What up, Jim?
Cause I freak it with the tongue, cause I
Wax on.
Like how you son do the
Yeah.
say up, jump the booty to the booty to the
I want y'all to do the discussion.
So fuck with
We're always talking about this 50 list and all these criteria and all that, you know? And happy birthday to hip hop.
Yes. Press rewind if I haven't blown your mind. Uh-oh. Let them know. In the white shit. For those of us who are in cheer, the Tim Dog is here. Let's get right down to the nitty gritty and talk about the bullshit city. Talking about niggas from Compton. There ain't no confidence, truly ain't thumping. Tiptoe, a black man's task. I'm so bad I went Superman's ass.
Tight ass hoodie on.
I'll dig and spray ass like a roach. You think it cool with your girls in your shades. I roll 50 and we are not raised. A hard brother that lives in New York. We're fucking the heart and we don't have to talk. Shut your mouth before you come out stomping. Hey, yo, easy.
What? Fuck Compton. Fuck Compton. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cause the boy ain't shit. Sure with tobacco and cinnamon shit. I appreciate you for cool nice tea, but NWA ain't shit to me. Dre, speaking on D from pumping up. Step to the door and get fucked up. I'm ballistic, imperialistic, idealistic, and I'm kicking the ballistics. Having that gang war, we wanna know what you're fighting for.
What is the shit?
Fighting over colors?
All that good shit. Put your motherfuckers.
But you're going to think,
Yo.
come to New York and we'll see who gets robbed. Take you to the girl.
That's the way we clown us.
Everything is going on. You're mad and you're thinking about stomping, but I'm gonna stop wrong. Fuck Compton.
That ain't shit. Compton has something to say though.
Here's a little something about a nigga like me. Never should have been let out the penitentiary.
If you want everybody to live.
Yeah.
What person gonna be sitting the other day? What person like, yo, you sit there?
What you been listening for the last 9 years?
Alright? And I'm in it. My man Dre will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, you're toothless. And then you say, God damn, they ruthless. Everywhere we go, they say,
Damn.
and WA's fucking up the program. And then you realize we don't care. We don't just say no. We're too busy saying yeah. About drinking straight out the 8 bottle. Do I look like a motherfucking role model? To a kid looking up to me. Life ain't nothing but bitches and money.
Hey.
I'm built to last. If you fuck with me, I'm on my foot in your ass. See, I don't give a fuck cause I keep yelling. Yo, what the fuck are they yelling?
It's not about our salary, it's all about reality.
When me and my posse stepped in the house, all the fuck ass niggas breaking the house. Cause you know, they know what's up.
Before seeing him, I'm thinking he's 6'5", just tall, badass.
Bitch, stop lying.
Yeah, but even seeing him come out and his eyebrows just look like some nigga never had a happy day in his life.
The first nigga that I saw, hit him in the jaw. When it started stomping him, and so did he. By that time, got rushed by security out the door.
I thought that was easy when I first.
Dude, unassuming. Nobody carry a big gun.
And then all you see is niggas running and falling and yelling and pushing and screaming and cussing. I stepped back and I kept busting. And then I realized it's time for me to go. So I stopped, jumped in the vehicle. It's like this because of that hoop ride. And W running for my side. Cause I'm the type of nigga that's built to last. Fuck with me, I put my foot in your ass. See, I don't give a fuck cause I keep yelling. Yo, what the fuck are they yelling? Society is real ill creational. You grew up your prime for recreational. I'm on day production of the 6th Street. Instead I didn't
Nice was nice.
couldn't compete.
That's not that.
Cause the sleep should have woke up. Now you're my sight. The Buddha says you smoke up. That's the element you carry your rhymes on. But that style of rhyme won't let you live long. Cause the strong soul and minister sin. Cause I'm a product of environment. On the streets of Far Rockaway, Queens, everywhere, Waycrest. Redfern
House. Yeah,
That's where I first kicked my lingo. Crown with lifters, I kicked
That's where-
it, didn't rest. And my
Bobby Stack Blues.
Oh, word?
90, I can still see
Redfern,
that.
So it was bad out there since then?
Had a block, soaring every neighborhood.
Might still be mad.
Look around and see all the young blood. Kids will always be making hits, so you can't prevent
Being a product.
the environment.
And then you got Bobby J. Uh-oh.
We on the road to we on the road to remember a man going into the place from the mic in the head. Oh,
People with your ears, so I'll be sublime. Just enjoy you, you know, you in the concubine. Niggas, take off your coat sleeves, act like Jim. Sit down, Indian style, so it's like these niggas. Ready on the momo. Flickers is speedy on the touches with the slow-mo. Ready in the 80s, 80s, so you know him. I never had to get away for all the paper, but now when you take it to the clean side,
Almost there.
you could be a black man on this slow. You could be got knowledge of all
Myself,
see, there's no one left who could jump it on the angle like you at that. So do that, do that, you do that, that. Do that, do that, you do that, that. Do that, do that, you do that, that. I'm fucking up on every cut that comes away and bring it. My workshop plan. So give me the sword and let's not make it the last.
we on the road to remember a man going into the place from the mic in the head. Try to catch your man, nothing Tokyo.
Ah.
We on the road to remember a man going into the place from the mic in the head. Houston, Delaware, DC, Dallas.
There we go.
You know there is a go.
Go. Go. There's no.
Live over here.
It's not responding. Frozen.
Waking in the morning, I still represent the nation. When I speak a nation, please don't make the deviation.
I know that twice already.
You tip. You talking to son? Yeah, this shit was killing it.
Taking all the levers at the party, who's composure. Hooked up the beat with the mic, and it's over.
That sound like a male Muhammadiyah.
That was funny, my dog.
You gonna get hyped, you gonna get hyped.
I got lyrics to go.
I got it every got
Go.
today. Price to take off.
Steady kicking sound so I can reach that other level. I'm worried about getting gas, I push the pedal to the metal. Always wanted this cause it surely beats a scrabble. I'm Jordan with the mic.
What? Wanna gamble?
Just I dedicate to all the honeys that be rolling. Cause at the end of the night, you know, Malik will have his mojo. But when it comes to nights like this, I got lyrics to go.
Get crushed by building.
Check. What up? This is The Block, bboxradio.com. Every Monday, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
10 p.m. Turn it down a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. What up? What up? This is the block. This is the block. BeatboxRadio.com. Every Monday, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Clean on the ones and twos. Thank you. And who are you, my brother?
Young Eli, I'm the best, man. True Omega son, 88. This guy.
Oh my God. Happy birthday, hip hop.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man. That's what's up.
You are the real MVP hip hop.
What's the actual date? It was August
11th.
11th.
Yeah, yesterday.
I saw a couple of pictures with Cool Herc all over New York City and stuff like that. And
yeah,
thank that brother.
No doubt.
100%. 100.
Great deal. Great deal. Great. Up in the 90s. I'm in the 90 percentile.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I should know this because I had to do. I did a report in college on about the birth of hip hop and stuff like that. So
I think with the Herc experience was it solidified what the movement was, because it was just a party in the community center. Cedric and Cedar, the invites was out, but the word was bigger than just the invite.
Really,
people gathered and they party. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the as they say, the drip.
It wasn't only him though, right? It was him and someone else. The DJ, because he was DJing also.
Yeah.
It was somebody else I saw him taking pictures with yesterday. I don't know the other dude's name. Was it Theodore?
I don't know.
Okay, but I'm definitely these are a couple of the top people that responsible for the birth of hip hop.
Yeah,
definitely Herc.
That moment.
Grand Wizard.
Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster Flash.
And
Grandmaster
Kabambada.
All right, Kaz. Did you get Kaz? Did you put Kaz in there?
Grandmaster Kaz, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Really?
Okay. I mean, as far as because that's when it was going down the line. Then you started to see the groups coming out and groups battling each other, and amongst all those groups, I think more than one finger would point to say Kaz is like that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Always had something available, and the lyrics were flowing. And of course, one of them made one of the top hits of hip hop.
The Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So, as nefarious as that was, it still was there. You know what I'm saying? It came from Casanova Fly.
Oh, that's his full name, Casanova Fly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's funny. I never knew that. I did not know that. That's what's up. But that's definitely. I don't care for what theme we had. That's the main objective of why we even here doing this show on any level is because of hip hop and because supposedly, not even supposedly, this is the day, August 11th, is the yesterday, the day of hip hop. So shout out to everybody responsible for giving everybody a platform, giving us an outlet to do something musically.
Yeah. All the artists, all the breakers, pop blockers,
graffiti writers,
the photographers.
You know what I'm saying,
man? The style people, you know what I'm saying? Just the grittiness, the street people that was behind the ropes, if you could make it behind the ropes, and of course, the party goers.
And I used to wake up every day and I used to say to myself, damn. I mean, I don't care what you think. I don't care if anybody out there listening thinks or whatever. But this is how I really truly felt. And I still, to a certain level, feel like I don't know where I would be if I didn't have hip hop. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, on so many different levels, it helped me out, on every level, education wise, keeping me sane, giving me some type of homage, some type of peace, and hip hop is everything, like I said, not only the music, like we talked about the graffiti aspect of it, the breakdancing aspect of it, everything, the culture, the fashion, everything. And I got a lot of my swag, quote unquote, from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm saying that because all I know is hip hop and the way I dress, the way I walk, and everything. And I'm saying to myself, if hip hop was not around, like what type of person would I be? Would I be walking all stupid with stupid clothes on, and you know what I'm saying? I don't even know. And my language would be different. My conversations would be different. I'm able to balance, and so I mean, you got to give it up, man, to hip hop, man. That's probably the best thing that ever happened in my lifetime. I don't care what nobody said. I mean, don't get me wrong. My kids, of course, is one and everything like that. But what I'm saying, and everything besides that, hip hop made me, and it's who I am. No disrespect to my parents, aunts, uncles, whoever taught me this and that, but hip hop played a big ass role in me becoming a man on a boy to a man on every level. You know what I'm saying? So gotta give it up to hip hop, man. How what's the age? They said
46.
46, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Oh, wow. That was very eloquent.
Hey, man.
That basically, you said everybody's story in one, man.
When I start to think about it, and I start to think about hip hop, it just puts you back in a time when you first heard it. Now, granted, I was born in mid '74, and I don't know older cats. Shout out to my man Capital P and Ray Love, who was there because they're a little older. They were there from the beginning,
Yes.
so they saw the transition from the disco and the break beats,
Right.
and the transition to hip hop. So I'm sure for them it's even iller, But I just, like I said, I just know what I know, and I remember hearing certain artists come out, and I'm like, oh shit, this is the thing that's gonna make me a different individual. And like my man Remed said earlier, Curtis Blow was definitely one of the first ones. Fat Boys was another, Rakim. I'm trying to think. I remember the first time I heard Ultramagnetic. All those type of people. I mean, Roxanne Shante.
Yeah.
When I heard all these songs, Kumo D. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, wow.
Even the experience from like playing outside, all day playing outside.
Yeah, and you hear the
a video music box about to come on, and you just see people start disappearing. Like, all right, this is what we do.
or just hearing cars bumping shit.
Yeah,
bumping. You be on the corner chilling with your boys, or y'all just playing around, and you just hear a song blasting hip hop, blasting this shit, and no one.
Mind you, people waited all day just to hear that hip hop record.
Yeah, man. Yep. See, people don't realize. I mean, at one point, I know in the '80s, man. I mean, hip hop was still bubbling. It was still making its noise, but reggae was still bigger around a certain time I know definitely in New York City, reggae was huge.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dr. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh.
Yeah. Even a little after that, even when like a little bit before, like before like Super Cat and all of them.
That was before them.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And I say that because I remember going to basement parties. I remember going to certain parties.
Facts.
And you would barely hear hip hop. You would just, I would just pray, yo, please play something, like, audio 2, something like, And then when you got hip hop, you got like 5, 6 songs.
Yeah.
And then went right back to reggae because everybody wanted to. Well, I know at that age, everybody wanted to dub up, be all up on a girl. So the reggae was just ruling. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they did have parties, but I know in my section of Flatbush, Brooklyn, it was reggae out, man. It was reggae galore.
Yeah, man.
So, but then at some point it changed. I'm trying to think what year that transition from reggae fell back and hip hop just took that super leap. It had to be the 90s.
The beginning of the 90s.
It had to be the beginning of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but then you had the reggae hip hop.
Yeah.
RBD was a major part of that.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And it went to the cut where Super Cat was with Biggie.
Yeah.
And Mary J, Dolly My Baby and all that. So
Yeah. I mean,
there's so much stuff in between.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Native tongues.
Masters of Ceremony.
Yeah, they all started to come out, and De La Soul. You know, like I said, the late '80s, like you said, early '90s, and that's when this hip hop just. And then when like '93 through '95 came out, that's when shit just. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Hip hop just exploded, and then the money came into the factor, and soundtracks, and people was getting paid for this, sponsors and commercials, and that's when we knew hip hop was hits. Yeah. And I mean, and once that happened, I was so happy, and you know, I mean, that's and that just segues into this whole list thing that came. I don't know who was the first. Did this list start with Hot 97 with Ebro, or did it start with Joe? But where did this list, this whole conversation come from?
Well, I don't know where that list came from. I mean, we've been paying attention to the list for a long time, and the controversial list was, I guess, back when Complex did it the first time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, there was a bunch of drama there. I don't want to revisit old beefs and stuff like that.
Yeah, but why did it come back up like last week? What made it
the controversial decision to put 3 on the list?
That's what started this whole thing?
I don't think it started it, but that's what the Shaggy that moment.
Yeah, I remember.
What is going on here?
Damn.
So then things start to circulate, and people develop their own list. And you know, they wanted to perfect the list, and that's when start to say, well, look.
All right, let's just get one thing straight, and we talked about this off the air. There can't be a list. There could be a list, but there is no. First of all, there's no order as far as I'm concerned. I mean, who's the number one, number two. Let's just forget about that. We're not even talking about that. People want to put this top 50 now with these 50 lists, these 50 people that you have on the list. You can't really make a list because what are you basing it off of? The criteria. You know what I'm saying? Are we talking lyrically? Are we talking impactfully? You know, are we talking good albums? You know what I'm saying? So to have certain people, like we were talking about Guru, should he be on the list? And then we were like, okay, what list are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just so many different criteria that to make a list. And I saw one person put up a list, and shout out to my man Hip Hop Tucci, and you know, he had Nelly on there, he had Missy on there. Now I don't have a problem with Missy, but on what level are you putting her on? If you're talking lyrically, you can't have Missy on that list and not have like Rod Digger, Lauren, Latifah. You can't. To be honest, I don't even think you can even have her on there if you don't have Remy on there, because I think Remy is a dope ass spitter. Indeed. You know, but if you're talking impact in hip hop, then Missy would be the number one.
Eve.
Eve. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Her, Salt and Pepper. You know, Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying? Roxanne. So, I mean, these criteria is just like, you know, I don't get me wrong. I fell for the trap. I put a list out, but I mean, I did. Mine was based off lyrical.
Yeah. Like
I was trying to find a way to put.
But do you put the women in those lyrical?
Yes. Yes. I had 4. I think I have 4 women on that list. I had Lauren on the list. Good. I don't think I put Kim. I know I had Lauren, and I know I had Latifah. I had Remy, you know, but I'm trying to remember who else I probably had. But yeah, those 3 I definitely did have on the list because I just thought that they were just, you know, whatever. But you know, I mean, like we said, I mean, it's all about the criterias, and you know, and certain people have certain check marks in a lot of categories, and some people just have certain check marks in in one or two categories.
And then it's your personal thing.
Yeah,
You
and
know what I'm
also
saying?
that too. That plays a big factor.
You got some people that you just have, this personal connection with because they had something in a rhyme or they said something at a time that it was like, yeah, you resonated with.
Yeah.
So it became your personal artist, and now you want to superimpose that onto a general list.
Yeah, and like we talked about, I think like this. I always looked at the Rakims and them and the Kane, that era, as like the Magic and Bird of hip hop, because it was KRS-One, Rakim, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, and you could make the fifth person probably be G-Rap.
Why don't you say LL? Why?
I know. I think he's above that. I think he's on different level.
Okay.
And I'm saying that because now,
up next along.
Yeah. Now, when you talk about those MCs I just talked about, their impact in hip hop was so great. Now, if you had to put one of them off the list as far as impactfulness, you would have to probably take G-Rap off. Not because we're not saying that he wasn't impactful, but
for a minute though, that you know what?
But the impact that Slick Rick did with the storytelling and the way his tapes was circulating, I heard at one point, and him rocking with Dougie, that was huge.
Oh, yeah, monster.
KRS-One came out with the reggae influence, the dissing the whole Marley Marl and the whole crew. That was even huge. Rakim, you don't gotta say about what Rakim did and the lyricism that he brought to the game, talking the whole talking about it and shut down. And Big Daddy Kane, the whole smoothness and the whole package that he had. You know what I'm saying? So
flamboyance, the confidence.
But when you talk G-Rap, what are you gonna say besides maybe one thing or two things?
His lyrical dexterity is just monumental.
But all the guys I named before that also was lyrically. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's on the same playing field at this point right now. So what separates G-Rap from the rest of those dudes?
The street level vibes.
Rakim had street level.
But it wasn't on the same as
they knew the same people. They knew the same. They hung around the same crew.
This is true.
And I think Kane did. I don't know. Did Kane did on a certain level too? Yeah, that's what. And I'm sure Slick Rick did too.
See what separated G-Rap from the pack was after a while when he started doing the Ill Street Blues type of stuff. Well, I was saying that worked too. But,
I was about to say, yeah.
But when we heard that was like, bam, that's the joint. That's the jewel right there. And then from there, on the run and stuff like that.
I wasn't when he got on that level, it was different for me because he was, I think at that point he was trying to make.
He did the Donald Goines of hip hop right there. He did the Donald Goines stuff.
No, definitely. I just think that he made a good balance of still keeping the street and still putting stuff that was able to play on the radio.
Yeah.
And at that point, when he did that, the funny thing is that the rest of the dudes we just mentioned, they kind of was like in the background now.
Right.
Except maybe for KRS-One.
Yeah, because
KRS-One was still
his transformation was into the consciousness.
Yes. Consciousness. And then from the consciousness he went back into a little bit of the street and then just talking lyrically. But you're right. But Slick Rick, I think, got locked up.
Right.
Kane started going the Sexy Chocolate album route.
Yeah, he threw his audience off.
You know what I'm saying? Rakim took a hiatus and at one point and we just stopped hearing from him.
Yeah.
So
Rakim is interesting. He's like the Shaolin monk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That, mastered the style and everything, used it a couple of times, then said, you know what? Ocean Mountains. You know what I'm saying? It's quantity. Then you got to look at quality over quantity, like we talked about with Big Pun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even Biggie, because the amount of work they put out was so small.
But I mean,
in comparison to their contemporaries, but the impact and the level of execution was so massive, you can't exclude it.
You're right, but I think you have to watch your mouth.
Oh, shit.
By saying, I understand what you were saying, you're right. But Biggie put out way more shit than Pun did before he passed. And I mean, not only.
That's why I said, like his contemporaries. His contemporaries put out a gang of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Because me personally, Pun's second album wasn't really Pun, I think.
No, I don't think so.
And it wasn't that good. Biggie's second album was good.
Yeah.
Biggie's third album is probably the, is more like where Pun was at.
The posthumous stuff.
But Biggie was on a lot of features.
That's
before that. Pun was too, but Biggie was Puffy had him working. Puffy had him working with R&B stars and remixes, and that's what I'm saying. I don't even think, does Pun even have a remix to anything besides Still Not a Player? Because I'm thinking about Pun don't have no real remix. People don't realize the Drunk with Joe, that's a remix.
Which one? Twins?
No, the stuff with Joe the singer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a remix.
That's right.
That's not the version that's on the album.
Yeah, but it's Still Not a Player.
Yeah, exactly. So, so Biggie put out a little bit more work, but so that's what I'm saying. I mean, this whole list thing it's. I mean, like I said, I fell for the trap and whatever. But
Was it the banana in the
yeah, the okie doke. But like I said, one girl, I forgot her name. She's on Instagram. She put out a list, and I like the criteria for her list. And she put the 25 most influential women in hip hop, and it didn't necessarily have to be MCs. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now you're talking about the movers and shakers inside of the industry.
Yeah, yes. Sylvia Rome. Yes,
right.
yeah. You didn't have to be that, because like Sylvia Rome, she had on the list. I think Brad, of course, Salt and Pepper. A lot of different women was on that list. But I think influential and impactfulness is where we should be going with these lists, not about MCing and spitting, because then we'll be here all day, man.
I say if you're gonna put a list together like that, you have to first define the criteria, form the criteria and define the criteria, and then make your applications, because there is a way to do it.
There is,
and give respect, and for those that reach the criteria, they get that credence and stuff like that, and those that don't reach that criteria, they still are placed a certain place.
You're right.
There's a way to do it.
Right.
I'm saying, but you got to be objective, and the criteria got to be the criteria. You can't cry and bicker over not having your favorite artist up there.
Yeah. Before I forget, I want anybody to realize, and if you're a real hip hop head, when I got this sent to me by my boy last week, I was flabbergasted. I was appalled. I was excited. I was exuberant when I saw that Loud RCA is putting together a concert for all of the artists that they've had
on Loud Records.
On Loud Records. I don't think people realize Loud and Def Jam, it might be neck and neck. When you see the people who was on Loud, you forget who was on. People forget who was on Loud. We talking Mob.
Yeah.
We talking Pun. We talking Exhibit. We talking The Licks. We talking Cellar Dwellers. Woo. Yeah. Right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Who else was on there?
Matt's probably the only one on Def Jam.
On Def Jam, that's right.
Out of everybody else was on Loud, I think, if I'm not mistaken, besides Ghost.
Yeah, besides Ghost too. Yeah.
Because Ray was on Loud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this concert is gonna be dope, man, and I really can't wait, because you know why? Because I'm gonna get to see certain artists that I've never seen perform. Like, I never saw the Licks perform.
Oh yeah.
I never saw Cellar Dwellers perform. Shout out to my man Up. And this is gonna be dope, man. This should be off the chain, man. It's gonna be at the Prudential Center, I think in October.
October 11th.
October 11th, man. So if you guys get a chance, go check it out and go get your tickets early. I mean, with events like this,
I think you'll get a different flow from what you got with Masters of Ceremony, which is, what I understand was a good show, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not to downplay what they did, you know what I'm saying? But with these artists in Loud, they know what that gritty era was about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And hopefully they'll be able to replicate that energy too.
Yeah, and I know Pun representative will be Remy and Fat Joe.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I forgot he was on Loud Records too.
That's right. Yeah.
Damn, that's what I'm trying to say, man. Cats don't realize Loud was fucking stacked.
Where's Fat Joe went? That's when he did. After that, he went to Jive or something.
No, Fat Joe never went to. As far as I remember, no, I don't think he went to Jive, but they're just doing it. Look, they're doing
I
it.
don't remember it was on Loud. Yeah.
Yes, they're doing it for Pun. You know, but I don't remember shit because it's been so long, guys, that I remember I used to buy records all the time, and you used to see the labels spinning all day, every day. But now a lot of stuff starting to fade away in my memory, man. But like I said, I remember a lot of people on that label. I know Exhibit was definitely one of them, and somebody else from LA.
Yeah, X to the Z.
Yeah, man. What?
Yo, shout out to Steve Rifkin, man, because
Yeah.
you gotta be able to keep those relationships going and not sour to me.
Yeah.
Business deals and stuff.
Exactly.
Like that.
So I'm saying, shout out to the labels back then, man. Remember, it was all about a label.
Yeah.
Def Jam, Jive RCA, Loud.
Get your new jacket.
You know what I'm saying?
Hot butter shit. Huh?
You know, oh man. I mean, but remember, the label is what you were identified with back then.
Yeah.
Because I remember Cats was like, I get my loot from Jive Zamba, I'm gonna bomb ya. You know what I'm saying? People talked about the label.
That's right.
And if your label was dope and they had your back, you did your thing, man. So
you had some per diem money.
yeah. I remember when
it was time to recruit.
what was the label that Most Def and them started off with?
Ruckus.
Remember when Ruckus came out?
Yeah.
I remember when that came out. And everybody was like, "Oh, this is gonna be just strictly hip hop."
Beginning of Eminem.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. This is last shout to my man Punch N-Word, But yeah.
No.
So but Lyricist Lounge, they still have parties.
Yeah.
Here, and I didn't know that.
I think they travel from place to place.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. But yeah, that's what it is, So a lot of things in hip hop. I think your boy home permanently now. ASAP.
ASAP. No. Actually,
he has to go back.
He has to go back for, I think it's a sentencing, not a sentencing, but go
the verdict,
basically
to see if he's gonna,
get.
Yeah, man. So we'll see. I mean, I know when he came home, I think he has a concert coming up too.
He's actually just performed.
Oh, it happened already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was this past weekend or something?
I think it was. Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
okay.
seeing what I seen on Ambrosia or whatever.
Oh, word?
Yeah. He brought Ferg out. He brought who was the cat? YG.
Really?
Yeah. And Tyler.
Tyler the Creator?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I keep forgetting that's his boy. That's right. You're right. They're from that same era.
They got that potato salad joint. They're doing it hard, man. I like that song. So, hey.
Probably.
Checking for you.
I'm
checking for you.
I fuck with Rocky. I'm just not a real Tyler fan. Not really. I don't. It's just a little bit too cocky.
You got one of the hottest joints out now.
Right now?
Yeah. That album is blazing. What's the Igor?
That shit is still blazing?
It's still blazing.
Shout out to my man Rick Ross album. I heard is blazing.
That's nice.
See. Yeah, your tone. Seems like your tone was out of tone, as far as I'm concerned. You don't give Rick Ross no props?
Oh, I love Port of Miami, man.
This is Port of Miami too.
I love Port of Miami. So Albert Einstein too.
So let me ask you a question.
Albert Einstein, whatever that shit was.
So what's your opinion on Rick Ross? Like, how do you feel about him as an MC, as an artist, as far as him in the game right now?
I know he shines on certain, like when he gets on the side of a certain artist, he shines. For his solo joints, it's like he'll go in for 2 or 3 songs and then he'll like phone it in for another 3 songs. So like,
you think so?
Even though he'll keep standard is great. The standard is pretty high. The beats chooses, sometimes topic chooses.
Yeah,
it's still pretty high. But I think at times he just like coast the line.
I feel that he is
spectacular when he wants to be spectacular.
I feel that he's one of the different MCs from this era, from the 2000 era, only because he's one of the few dudes who has about 4 dope complete albums.
Mhm.
And not a lot of dudes that came out in the 2000s can say that they have more than 1 or 2 dope albums to listen all the way through.
Yeah.
He has a couple. He has a lot of them, and that's a big deal. As far as I'm concerned, that's a big deal, you know. And he knows how to make songs with the hook, and you know, and the way he spit. I mean, he ain't no lyrical beast, but you know, but he says what he has to say, and I like his collabos, you know.
He got this one with LEP Bogus Boys. I like that joint, Cushion Leather, and another one with The Harsh with Styles P and Busta.
That's new.
That's old, but
It's old. Okay.
And he ripped on that shit.
Okay.
He ripped.
Okay. All right. Also the theme that we had started last week was the 80s and 90s. We still on that musically. Today, well, the first half of the day we went into some 80s artists, and then the past couple of joints as the 90s. And I mean, you can weigh in and say whatever you have to say, but like I said, it ain't an open and shut case.
Not at all.
With this discussion with 80s versus the 90s,
all.
you know what I'm saying? And
because there's so many artists in between that,
yeah,
you know, you can say, oh, this one right here, he got the illest joint at that time and all that. So many on both sides, on the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so just do your Googles and your due diligence too, and you know.
But at the same time, I think it does matter, and when you were born,
That too.
it makes a big difference. I know people who were born 1980, but they don't fuck with Run DMC at all. They was like, I can't relate to them. But you know, because you got to remember when Run DMC probably came out, they were like what, 4, 5?
Yeah, 5 years old. Yeah, there's no connection.
You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, they do fuck with some 80s people, and they hard into 90s people. So they're gonna give you a different perspective on, you know, on hip hop. Like they're gonna love. The girls might love Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper is officially an 80s artist. Latifah's officially an 80s artist.
Yeah.
They might even fuck with Special Ed.
It also depends on who's exposing you to the music and what you also gravitate to.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know my son like Nas, but he also likes what's the dude, Juice World and all this.
Yeah. But does he fuck with anybody from the 80s?
From the 80s, he likes Rakim.
He likes Rakim? Okay.
Yeah, he never really got into. I played
King
King too, but he like.
Really? KRS One.
You know what I'm saying? Actually, I don't play a lot of KRS One.
You don't?
I don't.
That's
Yeah.
why.
I'm a hater.
I don't believe
Nah.
that. I don't believe you don't like KRS One. But I mean, well,
I just stopped playing. You know, after a while. I mean, I do have some KRS joints that I play on regular, but I just don't delve into it too much.
All right, that's fair. I mean, and we can't forget our LA, California people that came up in the 90s too.
Yeah,
we can't forget them. And are there any 90s MCs from the South?
A-Ball and JG.
Outkast is not 90s?
I believe so, yeah. Hell yeah. Into like mid 90s up. Remember that Source thing was like 95.
Yeah, you're right. So then you're right.
Troy.
What about T.I.? Is T.I. 90s?
Nah, he's like towards the 2000s. Trick Daddy.
Oh yes. Okay. I forgot. About. All right. Well, yeah. So then, we gotta give them props, and you know. So
shouts to Trick first album, man. Oh, that shit. Yeah. And then Chapter 47, Book of Thugs. Yeah. Oh man, you don't know that.
Oh yeah, that's his album, right? You're right. All right.
Don't test me, boy.
I mean, let me ask you one question before we get back into music.
Yeah, man.
Does Cole, Kendrick, Drake make this top 50 discussion?
For me, yes.
Really?
Yes.
They beat out 40. They beat out a whole bunch of different dudes. You think?
They beat out
People from the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't get me wrong. I got Kendrick on my list and Cole. But that when I went back and I started thinking about it, I'm like, damn, that's disrespect.
I mean, is
to
it
cats like Deck?
Is it?
Look, well, I'm talking lyrically.
That's what I'm saying. It becomes personal.
All right.
And you gotta be objective.
All right.
And objective, your hero can be taken off the pedestal. He's a Captain America without the shield.
All right. But I mean, don't make it seem like the dude. Don't make it seem like
I hope they
Inspector. Don't make it seem like Inspector Deck ain't.
No, what? And his album Uncontrolled Substance was slept on.
Really?
All that. Hell yeah.
Okay, then I got that. Then I definitely have to pay attention to that because I didn't really pay attention to that album like that.
Deck be spitting. Another loud artist from what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Another artist. You're right. All right, well, I know. Let me get back into some of this 90s stuff.
One of the best openers in the game.
I just think he's one of the best cats in that group, honestly.
You want a verse? Boom.
I think after Jizza, Meth might be a close second, but Deck ain't that far, man.
No, Deck ain't that far.
Deck is not far, B. So
this is the climate. We'll talk about that another time. How we used to talk about all underrated artists and why they're considered underrated.
Does Fab make your list?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm a girl saying, barely. Only because he never, in my opinion, didn't have a super duper album like that.
Well, okay, if you're gonna put that, if you're gonna factor that in there, I can agree with you.
It's one of the criteria for me. You know what I'm saying? All
right. Well, this is the BlockBoxRadio.com every Monday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. That damn word, that criteria word. That's big. That's what it's all about. The criteria word. You know what I'm saying?
Tattooed on your neck.
Exactly.
Criteria.
So we're gonna get back to a couple of joints and see if we can come back and talk some more shit. All right, it's the block. Shout out to my man Ray Love.
Yeah.
Capital P.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, get ready to get out of here.
Yeah. Detroit by ears going out to everybody getting money. Need the real cream.
Yeah, Joe had it for a minute too. He had a nice run.
The life is getting cash, trick your bowl, getting blessed. The games people play, the names people play. It's just an ordinary day. But it's the key to success. Money is the key to sex. The life is getting cash, trick your bowl, getting blessed. The games people play, the names people play. It's just an ordinary day. What's up the jazz? Juice for every punch ass. Niggas for over 40 dudes wanna cruise the power. Force of the drug, sex, and power. I need the top dollar scholar, rocking no collars. While you trying to sip the juice, I'm taking swallows. Step into my zone and get blown. Always an internationally known, yeah. In case you haven't heard of Red, appetite for me, forget being fat lad. Rapid fire echoes through your vicinity. While you messing with this nigga from Trinity.
I want to know if Pun or even Armageddon had a hand in his writing at this time.
This time?
Yeah. Link 2. Cuban Link 2. Cuban Link was going to be that next up. The grand opening of your chest.
Hustling is the key to success. Money is the key to success.
Man, this is
The life is
special.
getting gas, drink your own, getting blessed. The case people play, the case people play. It's just an up and ordinary day. Hustling is the key to success. Money is the key to success. The life is getting gas, drink your own, getting blessed. The case people play, the case people play. It's just an up and ordinary day.
Uh-oh. What's up, what? Should be in everybody's top 10. I don't care what the fuck. Top 10. Yes. Where does he lack? He's still making hot shit today.
Yes, I give you that.
See? This the shit. This the shit I'm talking about. Who got more flow?
Bleach your ass blonde and black, your color back is bronze. On happy days, I be the cool nigga like the bars. But Zimbabwe niggas banging my voice up in their Acura. Ooh, nigga, you steal the bumper to the top. 500 you blowing license plate number. Laugh at you all.
Then he'll bust your ass on stage. Then he'll bust your ass on stage. He would look like a Hulk right now. Damn.
I'm saying, why y'all niggas think this? Y'all can really